Good day. For my presentation, I will be discussing my case study on local government speeches amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, an exploration of language use and language choice in the city of Ilagan and the city of Tuguegarao. For a brief background of my paper discussing speeches made by local government officials, it is mentioned that speeches made during the pandemic focus primarily on reassurance and directly addressing COVID-19 related issues. With that, government officials should establish effective communication towards its constituents. The public should also be able to raise their concerns. And although several studies have examined the ideologies adopted by presidents in various countries uh, in their speeches concerning the COVID-19 pandemic, there are limited studies concerning the language use and language choice of local government officials, especially in rural areas and regions with established languages apart from English and Filipino. So from the paper, we can determine that language use and language choice is indeed crucial in how local government officials communicate with their constituents. So to give context to where the research was done, the two cities explored in the case study are found in Region 2, namely the city of Ilagan and the city of Tuguegarao. The case study analyzes speeches made by the mayors of the aforementioned cities. It is also determined that residents from both cities use multiple languages apart from English and Filipino. Ilocano and Ibanag are the city's vernacular languages, which are used in a variety of domains, such as seeking conversations with fellow residents or even transacting in businesses. Meanwhile, English and Filipino are languages primarily used in education, but are also used in the aforementioned reasons. So for the methodology, the paper examines the language use and language choice of two mayors in the aforementioned cities through the lens of Faircloth's three interrelated dimensions of discourse. So a sample of 6 publicly available videos from each city's official Facebook page will be used for the analysis. The videos are compiled according to the earliest date of publication that talks about topics about the COVID-19 pandemic. And the videos are also further inspected by selecting video statements that contain similar topics related to COVID-19. So for the results and discussion section, we'll be tackling the 6 videos and exploring the language use and language choice of the mayors in their speeches. For the first video, official statement of City Mayor J.L. Diaz, the city mayor primarily makes use of the English and Filipino language to address the public. It is also noted that English was used for presenting statistical information regarding the increase in COVID-19 cases, and his direct and strict tone is contrasted with his use of the Filipino language. The mayor becomes empathetic and urges them to understand the current restrictions. So for the second video, Action Ora Mismo, City ni Mayor Jefferson Soriano, Government of Tuguegarao. The host and the city mayor exchange pleasantries using the Ibanag language. They also address the efforts of frontliners and notable individuals about their efforts against the COVID-19 situation in the city. It is also noted that the mayor mainly uses Filipino language, with English being limited to explaining data regarding the amount of COVID-19 cases. And his uneasy demeanor in the video statement, partnered with frequent stammers and the use of is clearly evident as he explains the issue to his constituents. For the third video, the city councilor speaks to the public first by giving notice to the efforts done by barangay and sangguniang kabataan or SK officers, frontliners, and the police force for continuously implementing health protocols to its citizens in Filipino. It is noted that the mayor uses Ibanag to convey a more conversational tone with the listeners, and the mayor also uses Filipino to urge the citizens to abide by the city's current protocols and health guidelines. So for the fourth video, the City of Ilagan mayor mainly uses English and Filipino to address the public. The mayor's use of the Filipino language aimed towards reassuring the public and adhering to their concerns on economic issues brought about by the implementation of a lockdown in 48 barangays in the city. Meanwhile, his use of English is geared towards reporting statistical data and reiterating current health protocols in the city. So for the fifth video, the mayor's use of English and Filipino is attributed towards giving praise for the citizens' response and cooperation to the cleanup in all barangays in the city of Ilagan. It is also noted that the city mayor exhibits a quality from the study by Macquarie et al. In 2020 on leadership and flexibility to tackle other issues while still handling the COVID-19 pandemic. The cleanup also coincides with the major development goals of the city of Ilagan, more specifically, the objectives regarding the environment and social sector. Lastly, the host briefly explains the topics for the segment and addresses the public listeners and viewers in the Filipino language. The mayor addresses the public and fellow members in the video in Ibanag, as well as reassuring the public that the recorded cases in the city are slowly decreasing. His use of the English language concerns the amount of active COVID-19 cases, any reported deaths, and any reported recoveries in the city. So for the conclusion and certain implications for this research, we'll start by looking at the City of Ilagan mayor first before moving on to the mayor from Tuguegarao. So the linguistic choices made by the City of Ilagan mayor appeal towards maintaining solidarity with the citizens and upholding the safety of the residents in the city. Also, from the sample videos analyzed, he did not exhibit any signs of slang, as the language used was direct and precise. With the Tuguegarao mayor, his language use was more centered towards guiding the public on the city's health protocols and guidelines and asking the citizens to abide by the city guidelines. The mayor exhibited the use of puns in his speeches with the intent of presenting a positive light on the situation at hand. So to add other technical findings from the uploaded speeches, the videos from the city of Ilagan are more direct and briefer, with the video length spanning up to 7 to 8 minutes. Also, the speeches delivered by the mayor are more structured and articulate, and the date and time of publication are sporadic. For the uploaded speeches in the city of Tuguegarao, the videos are longer and delivered impromptu by the mayor. Video length spans up towards 30 minutes. The speeches delivered by the mayor are more unstructured, and there are frequent stammers and occasional lapses regarding COVID-19 information. And the date and time of publication is consistent. So, discussing the implication of this paper to local government officials. So first, they are the leaders of their community. So these officials should practice and prioritize effective communication when addressing their constituents. Also, by strengthening the value of using the mother tongue within political discourse is vital towards further establishing solidarity among their constituents. In terms of the role of language use and language choice in speeches in the cities, English and Filipino are definitely the standard in certain areas. However, in the context of cities that have established languages, aside from the two, local government officials need to make use of the mother tongue when communicating with people to ensure that any information coming from them is as clear and as concise as it can be, especially during a time of crisis such as the COVID-19 pandemic. So, for the recommendations, the researcher focused on speeches which were either recorded or broadcasted and then uploaded in their respective pages. Other researchers may consider live speeches to compare with the findings of this paper. Researchers can also focus on topics after the COVID-19 pandemic and determine whether language use and language choice express similar or different themes from the paper. And that ends the presentation. Thank you everyone for listening.